Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we got a great fun one for you today. We've got this image up on the left hand side here, and it's kind of doing an auto image morph. It's not really a morph, we're actually fading between two images and just adding a bit of blur and saturation there. We did this effect for a landscaping company for their pressure washing department last year, and they loved it. It sort of showed a before and after image of when they pressure washed here. There's a lot of applications for it, really easy to do. So let's get started. I'm going to enable my visual builder. Okay, let's go down and we'll delete this. And let's start from scratch. Okay, let's add an image. I'm going to hit the little dark button to add a new module. I'm going to roll down, I'm going to find an image module. And let's choose the image we want. This is the image that's actually going to be fading in and out. We've got two here. One's going to be static, one's going to be fading in and out. So we're going to use this young lady here. And with the images, when you hover over it, it gives you the title of the image right there. If you don't want to see that, or if you want to change it, it's just a single one. That's the name of this image here. You can go over to Advanced, to Attributes. There it is right there. You can change it to something more pertinent if you want to, and that'll pop up there, or you can get rid of it completely. That's what I'm going to do, so nothing happens when they put their mouse on it. Great. Next thing we want to do is actually add the image we want to morph to or fade to. So let's save what we've got here. If you watch my Divi hover effects videos, you know what we're going to do next. We've done this with a hover effect before, but we've not actually automated it. I'm going to go into the row, the green tab. Our image is sitting in column 1 there. I'm going to go into column 1. I'm going to go to background. Background's always under content. Third tab along, background image. Let's add the image we want in the background. Of course, you can do it the other way around if you want to. Now, you can't see this image because this one's on top. So let's save this and save the row settings. Now, for anybody who wants to just do this with a hover effect, really easy. If we go into our image now on top here, we can use the opacity filter. If we go to Design and Filters, here's our opacity. If we slide it down, you'll see that image disappears. If you wanted to slow fade this into the other one, just with the hover effect, roll over the opacity, hit the little arrow. You've got a desktop version, leave the young lady there, and a hover version when the mouse is on it. When the mouse is on it, let's make her disappear. But to make it really gradual with a hover effect, you can go over to your advanced and your transitions. And I think I used something crazy like 25 seconds on my last one. Let's put in 15 just to show you what this is going to do. Now, if I go back to that design there, go down to our filters. If I change it back to desktop, it's going to take 15 seconds to get there. As you can see, that image is slowly changing into the other one. I mean, that's pretty cool on its own. But of course, they've got to hover their mouse over it, and that won't work on tablet and mobile devices. So let's get rid of that. Put it back to how it was, which was 100% on both. And we'll get rid of that transition timing. With Divi, if you do something you don't like, you want to undo it, just delete it. It'll go back to the default for you. Great. Okay, well, to make this happen automatically, we're going to use a bit of custom CSS. So in the image, over in the Advanced tab, we're going to go down to Custom CSS. There's the freeform CSS. This is where we're going to write it. Okay, and to actually select this module, we need to write selector. Then we can open and close some curly brackets, and inside we can tell it what we want it to do. Well, I want it to animate between these two images, so I'm going to say animation, colon. Then we need to make up a name. I'm going to call mine MPH, or a morph. I'm going to have mine running for a long time, sort of 25 seconds. And I want it to keep rolling and rolling, so I'm going to make it infinite. Great. So now we've given this animation a name, we've got to create it with keyframes. So I'm going to drop down a couple. I'm going to say at keyframes, Keyframes. Then the name MPH. We know some more curly brackets now. decide what we want to do with our 25 seconds up there. Well, when the page loads at 0%, that would be beginning of second 1 of our 25 seconds there. We'll open and close some more curly brackets. I want it to be fully visible. In other words, exactly what we're seeing there. So I'm going to say opacity 1. We're basically doing what we did with the filters just now, but we're writing it. We'll put a semicolon there. I'm going to copy this from the 0 to that first curly bracket there. Control C. I'm going to drop down one, making sure that there's always a bracket on the end that encapsulates all of our little animation here. I'm going to paste it again in there. I'm going to change that 0 to a 50, so halfway through at the 12.5 second mark, and obviously change the timing to what you need. Once I put a 0 in there, watch what happens to the image. It's actually going to start morphing straight away. It's taking it from fully visible to invisible over our little 25-second period there. And it's bringing it back. It's at 50%. It's going to start coming back to opacity 1 when it rolls back round to 0. Now, just to make this a little more interesting, I added a blur and a bit of hue-rotate. The hue is the sort of color. It moves it to the opposite sort of spectrum, if you like. So let's do that. I'm going to add a bit of filter blur here. Filter. Like I say, this is just like we were doing in the filters just now, but we're just writing it instead of using the filters. I'm going to put a blur of 0 in there initially because I want it to be sharp. I don't want it to blur out. I'm going to add another entry here. In fact, let's copy this 0% to that first curly bracket there. Control C. I'm going to drop down one more. And just before our 50%, maybe at 40, maybe at 30, whatever works for you. Let's try 30. I'm going to make sure that the opacity is not there, because I still want it to be fading. If I leave it there, it's going to stay at opacity 1 or fully visible to 30%. But I want a blur in there, but I want to make that blur perhaps 15 px, so it'll start to blur out. 15 px in between the little round brackets there. And if we watch now, you see it starts to blur before it morphs, which I think is quite a nice effect. I'm going to use a bit of hue-rotate as well. So after our filter blur at the 0% here, put a semicolon. Always put a semicolon if you're adding a new line of code or a code entry before the curly bracket there. If you don't, it won't read it. So I'm going to say filter, hue, rotate. And I'm going to put some round brackets on the end of that. And initially, I want it to be normal. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put a semicolon on the end of our little entry there. Drop down. I'm actually going to paste it in there. I'm going to rotate it by 180 degrees. So it's opposite colors, basically. So 180 DEG for degrees. And now when it's morphing, it's sort of blurring. And the color's going to change a little bit. It just adds to it. And you can keep going. You can add different filters here and there. And we could even add a saturation filter at the halfway and make the colors even brighter. We say filter, saturation or saturate, and bring it up to perhaps 200%. Might want to spell it correctly. If you don't, things will not work with CSS. Let's try that again. Saturate. Some round brackets at the end. That's better. And I'm going to make mine 200%. So the colors will be twice as rich. And with all that going on there, the little blur, the saturate, the hue-rotate, that makes for a very interesting little image swap there. Like I said, I did this for a landscaping company for their pressure washing, and they really love the before-after effect. So if we've done everything correctly now, this should be working for us. And for anybody that wants it, I'll put this code down below, but it's very easy and it's a good idea to write this stuff yourself. It becomes second nature. So let's save this. We'll save our page changes, little purple button. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the visual builder. There's our little image. Right away, it's morphing into our little cyborg character there. And again, sort of 12.5 seconds later, it's going to fade back into that young lady. Should be a nice sharp image. Then it's going to blur out and the color's going to change. Color's changing there. It's blurring out a little bit. Great little effect. And as you can see, really easy to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.